Lisa Carnevale, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
I appreciate it because these are the 2018 Design Catalyst Awards. We've got quite a number of businesses here that are getting some assistance, so talk with us a little bit about what these awards mean and how they're going to help businesses.
Sure. The Providence Design Catalyst program is essentially a catalyzing program. So it's meant to take businesses that are positioned for growth and put them through a 5-month intensive milestone-based program, give them mentors, give them some funding and some business training, and help them reach specific goals during that time period that really kind of boost their growth and kind of take them to the next level.
And this is a great time of year because it's January. We just had the Social Enterprise Greenhouse in for
Nice.
their entities who are doing good in the community, but this is design focused.
Yep.
So how many, you must have had a lot of interest to try to get some assistance here. Was
Yeah.
it overwhelming?
Yeah. This round was 32 applications, and you know, we had 90,000 to give out in grants, so it became very competitive in how we were going to break that down. We have a really great steering committee and review committee that's been with us since we launched the program, actually in 2015, and and we've settled with some really wonderful, smart design businesses, and not that actually all of them really are. It really talks to the breadth of the community that's here in terms of the design businesses that all really could have qualified in a great way, but we just only had so much we could get around.
Well, again, it's the beginning of the year. Folks are getting, again, this boost to help them forward. And as you just mentioned, that there's the wealth of design individuals and entities here that are looking to make their mark. So I just want to go through a little bit and talk about who we're going to be maybe seeing big things from moving forward.
Yeah.
Ambo Studios.
Ambo Studios. So they are actually delving into the VR, AR space, so virtual reality, and they're wanting to kind of boost their company. They're already doing service design in that area, so they already have clients. So they're basically looking to really kind of take their two-person, their couple of co-founders, to the next level of just kind of really hammering in their client base and growing themselves.
AR and VR, maybe we'll see them in here moving forward. Functional Aesthetic Design Build.
Yeah, super great. Married couple, partners in the business. Laura Moss is an architect and her husband is the builder. And they are looking to, again, take their company to the next level. Most of the design companies that are here, they all had to be under 5 employees, so they're micro businesses, and they're have some established time behind them and looking to kind of boost to the next level. So functional aesthetic design is really looking to expand or set the structural foundation for how they can actually expand into building bigger things like houses.
So talk with us a little about that, because I've got more businesses I want to talk about. But how does that, again, through this awards, help them scale up? What are the resources that they really need that you and DESIGNxRI come in with and say, here's how we can help?
You know, it's a combination. All 3 aspects of the program are really valuable. The funding obviously is great. Who doesn't love some money to help them actually do something and have that flexibility? The mentorship is a key piece. The mentors, they get a dedicated mentor during this time period that really helps make sure they're making the right decision right now for how to lay like the next steps in their growth. And then the business training is around, entrepreneurship and finance, marketing, and all those key pieces to the business, to running a business, basically. And so the 3 together in an intensive time period, they actually, when I say milestone-based, they have to actually meet milestones during the program in order to get funding.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's an incentive that makes them really kind of, stay on track and do some stuff with the guidance to know that what they're doing is really going to put them on the right track for business growth in the future. And we've got some really great success from past program participants that, kind of feels like the model's proven in terms of that structure.
And then these, the mentors that you engage in this program, is there in the community just that sort of sense of, okay, I've kind of gotten to a place where I can impart my knowledge, and I really wish maybe I had this knowledge when I started off. Do you find that there's a lot of willingness to give back in terms of the mentorship community?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and mentorship comes from in all ways. I mean, the group itself will spend such a kind of intensive time together, so that peer-to-peer mentorship is big too. But the business mentors that we recruit into the program really find it just fascinating and actually one of them in particular is always just so excited and expresses how it's the next generation of design businesses that can grow into becoming the 100-person, 200-person operation in our state. And this is where they start, and this is where they started, and it's a pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting for them to see.
Well, it's a great list here. I'm going to continue to go down it because I want you to talk a little bit more. Jayshots.
Jayshots. So Jayshots is a great Jim Schatz and Peter. They're ceramic birdhouses is what they started with, and they've expanded their line to lighting fixtures and dishware. Which, if you've ever been to Bayberry on the west side, the lighting fixtures at the bar are theirs, and the dishware is actually theirs as well.
So they've got their foot in the door.
Yeah, and they're looking to expand their line as well, and actually hone in on the product lines that do really well, double down on some marketing there, and then expand on some maybe glass or some other material that they're interested in using.
Fantastic. You can see them at Bayberry. Lumuku.
Did I
pronounce that right?
Lumuku. So Lumuku is really great. Ryan Dean is actually a teacher, and he's a high school teacher, and so along the way, but he's also a designer and a creative, and so along the way he made these bilingual playing cards. They're basically an educational toy to help learn different languages. So he's going to expand that work and kind of get them out there more.
That sounds fantastic. And we kind of have an example here. Remember the bananagrams?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Good
Same
people
idea.
kind of combining
Yeah.
education and design.
Yeah.
Very good. And Providence Painted Signs, Jason Salve?
No.
Oh.
Actually, no, sorry, not Jason. Oh, jeez. You just said
Now
that.
I flipped you up.
But similar, same signs that are out in our worlds, and he's looking really forward to creating the billboard version of the signs. So taking over
really
temporary
getting
space
big,
and looking at what spaces in our city and in our environments that can actually change maybe monthly or quarterly and that sort of thing.
Literally
expanding
scaling up.
Yeah.
Literally scaling up with Providence Painted Signs. Raha Jewelry.
So a jewelry design company, and she is just starting out. She's got some great lines that are doing really well, and what she's looking to do is get that foundational structure that she can kind of handle the attention that she's getting right now as a single operator and grow it so that she can continue to grow and not have kind of bumps in the road because she has so much demand that she can't meet. So
Is that the issue right now? Yeah, she's got
It's a
too much
good place
demand.
to be, yeah.
Very interesting. Next one, Reconstructure.
Reconstructure is Lisa Foster, and she is interior design, and she's got a business on Smith Hill in Providence, and she's been in the business for a number of years, and she's sort of re-emerging back out after having a family and focusing for a little while. So she's re-emerging into her field and really focused on environmental design and how to bring in how to consider the environment when you're creating your spaces.
Okay, interesting design there. Sawtooth Editions.
Sawtooth is actually they just moved back from New York. They're originally from Rhode Island.
Woohoo!
And we love that as well. A couple of them have just moved to Rhode Island.
Get 'em back.
To Rhode Island. And so they're doing screen printing. And they actually have a building in the west side of Providence, and they need some help building out the space so that they can control the environment for the screen printing work that they do. And they've actually brought clients with them already from their relationships in New York, so they're doing really well.
Wonderful. We'll take that business.
So, yeah.
I like it a lot. Sealand Design.
Sealand is John O'Keefe, and he is actually a landscape designer. But what he's working on is another AR, kind of virtual reality, alternative reality, augmented reality, to try to hopefully create an app that would help you envision those landscape environments or any kind of building environment through the app. And make it really accessible to anybody.
Oh, very interesting. And, landscaping is such a big component of the economy here as well. So that's with the AR. Sounds very, very interesting. Now, let me see if I can get this right. Suju Chen Jewelry.
Yes. So Shoko by Z
for
short.
Okay.
Again, another jewelry design company. And she's actually got about 15 years in the jewelry industry. So she's been working on the industry side while also selling her own collection. So she actually has all the supply chain and the contacts. So now she's she's transitioning to her own company and is looking to that for, you know, her next career move, basically, in this company.
Very interesting. Wild Power Games.
Oh yeah, Ryan Lesser. So Ryan was in the game industry for a very long time. He's a former Harmonix designer. Harmonix is a rock band and Guitar Hero, and he was one of the lead designers on all of that and the structure to it. He's gone off now, and he's creating his own video game and board game design company, Wild Power Games. So we're investing in him early on in his venture there.
Now let's take a little step back here, because you know, when we had 38 Studios, we had a lot of gamers. And
Right.
there's still a lot of gamers around.
You know, it's an interesting industry because it did get very. There might have been a moment that the 38 Studios. I think the idea wasn't a bad idea. The investment might have not been the right investment. But
we had a lot of gamers.
But the idea behind it, and knowing some people that were really for that idea, was that there's potentially a game industry out there, and there is one. There definitely is one. In Rhode Island, we found it's kind of scattered since then, and there's definitely an opportunity to pull it back together.
Okay.
And the gaming kind of crosses over to the augmented reality, the VR. Like there's this little growing area that we'll all see a lot more from in the next decade for sure.
We'll be looking at you to find out what's going on. And then Workshop Design Studios.
So Workshop is a multidisciplinary design studio right here down the street from you guys, and they actually they are partners that come from two different areas of design. So with that, they can kind of run the gamut from branding and web design and graphics to actually building your physical space. So maybe take how your brand then connects to how your office expresses the brand, say in a furniture piece.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling a lot of your time is going to be comprised of overseeing this effort of the structure, the grants, the mentoring. But this is just one piece of DESIGNxRI.
Yes, I know.
So, you know, great announcement. Let these folks know that they're going to be off to the races in 2018. But what's next for you?
Oh boy,
Oh
we've
boy.
got a lot going on actually. So we are in the midst of planning the Designers Ball, a super fun bash in April 7. It'll be at the
Mark your calendar.
Waterfire Art Center. And the theme this year, it's actually the inaugural year, and we just felt like it would be super fun to have a celebratory, you know, fun dance event for design. But it's the theme is Bauhaus, and we're hoping people dress up in costumes and create costumes. We will have costume workshops for anybody who is intimidated by that idea.
We
Stay
might have to
tuned.
get someone in here for a Bauhaus costume workshop.
Yeah.
Because some for the less design inclined
Absolutely,
individuals would have no idea where to start.
Well, I'm looking for somebody to design mine. So if anybody wants to
And they're going to be awards. They're going to be like best
yeah,
costume.
there's going to be awards. There'll be some jurors going around, and there'll be, you know, all kinds of antics and super fun
That
stuff.
sounds. I cannot wait to see this.
And then we also have trainings. We run a Design Forward program that is about upskilling designers in the workforce already around leadership and empowerment and strategy. So that's ongoing. And then, of course, at the end of the year, we have Design Week, and we'll get to that.
Of course, we'll get you back in for that. But you started this. You were just talking about when the actual birth date was 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Did you envision the growth and where this would be, or did it take on a life of its own sort of once you started, as hearing from the design community sort of what the needs were and how you and your organization could help?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, when we started it 5 years ago, or actually it was an idea before that. It was an idea when I was running another organization and recognized that design was growing in the state, but you couldn't find the designers, and they weren't connected necessarily. They were sort of in their little pockets. So to umbrella all design disciplines, from architecture, graphic design, interior design, product design, you know, landscape, everybody, we created more of a critical mass. And that was the first instinct for me as founder, and then my co-founders who kind of jumped on board, was that there need to be an organization of that. And then from there, we gathered the designers, and they basically told us what they needed and needs. Mm-hmm. And it's shifted, and it's been really interesting to kind of grow along that. The trainings that we now do around, you know, leadership training and strategy was not at all something we thought we would do. You know, we knew we would do the showcasing designers at Design Week and marketing design, and, you know, we have a Rolodex, basically like a digital Rolodex of design on the website that's like the profiles of design businesses here. We knew we would do that, but the way that it's evolved, and really now we feel like we're really investing in the community. You know, organized spotlight, but now we're investing. We're helping to really grow the sector, and it's been super fun. It's really busy, and
so much going on. And again, these recipients here from these grants are going to be able to take advantage of all that's available through DESIGNxRI, from the mentors to the leadership training, and again, some funding and moving forward. Does this culminate after their kind of process? What's the culmination?
Yeah, so in May we have a showcase event where we invite the public, and we will let you know for sure, and we can help spread the word on that. And all of the designers will do a little presentation. A very quick, because we will help them get down to their little elevator pitch in the
Is it a 15-second presentation?
Not 15 seconds, but that was super quick.
Yeah.
But the bite-sized sort of presentation of who they are, what their business is, and where they've gone, what they've done in the program.
Now you're pretty self-sufficient. Where does this funding come from to enable to give them the grant money?
Yeah, so the Providence Design Catalyst program is funded through the City of Providence. It's a CDBG grant.
Okay.
That's for the actual grant funds. This year we were able to leverage, we are a Real Jobs Rhode Island partner through the Department of Labor and Training, so they are funding the training pieces, which is in line with how they also fund the Design Forward trainings that we do. And then otherwise it's sponsorships and partnerships and membership and fundraising, just like other nonprofits, and just trying to grow that. And then of course our original funder and seed funder is Rhode Island Foundation.
Fantastic. So it takes a village, it takes some government, it takes some folks in the industry, and of course it takes some folks with their time and their abilities imparting on these businesses. So I'm glad I could get you in here to talk about this.
Yeah.
We'll have the list up. You can see who we're going to be looking at moving forward. You mentioned there have been success stories out of these programs, and I don't want to put you on the spot and say, well, who is it? But can you mention sort of anything from your past?
Sure. So the past Design Catalyst program had people like Miles Endo and Studio Endo. He was actually a finalist on the Ellen DeGeneres' Design Challenge. He has lighting and furniture design, and he's actually grown his business to where it was just pretty much him when he started, maybe with a couple interns, and now we think he's up to 4 or 5 people, and that's only been a couple of years. It's really great track record around that. He's done really well. Let's see, Matt Cavallaro is actually with Nest Homeware. You may have heard of him, but it's cast iron pans, and he has I think it's not, he's gotten interest from some of the homeware stores, and he's starting to kind of go down the road of how they will have his product in those stores, so national brands. So that's great. So there's a couple in there.
You've got things going on here, and just Providence in the design community. Is this a place that designers just really want to come and set shop up in, just knowing of the community?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. And it's it's affordable, is a high quality of life, is a great community of people. There's access to the network of mentors and learning. You can get to New York if you need to get to New York, or you can get out to Europe or get anywhere. Pretty easy access. And it just seems like the flexibility of being creative here is a pretty important piece to their process.
Well, I appreciate your coming in to tell us and viewers all that you're doing with DESIGNxRI and some of the folks that you're going to be helping moving forward. I'm sure we'll hear from them in the future. So we're going to wrap up here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. We'll have Lisa in the hot seat. It was a busy day here in the studio. We had Ava Gaudette at 3 o'clock with All Things Entertainment. News and Politics, talk with Jennifer Lawless at American University. Talked with Airbnb Watch as we're looking at the Super Bowl and prices out in Minneapolis. And then DESIGNxRI. Always get the best of a whole host of topics here, from national to local, and we got very local with potentially international implications. So Lisa Carnevale, I appreciate you taking the time. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock, The Taste with Rick Simone, talking about Fall River dining. So not too far down the road here, we're going to branch outside, and I'll be back at 4, so be sure to tune in. I'm Golocal News Editor Kate.